welcome to Star School. Oh my gosh, of course, I'm so excited to be with you here today. My name is Sheryl Morley, and I have with me Paul Kroto. Hi, Paul.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Sheryl.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we have got a great, I'm just going to say it, a great show for you today. I love it when they say that on TV, so I thought I'd say it on Star School today. Okay, so you guys, let's talk a little bit about today about the simple system that we have in place. Now, you guys know that the simple system is plan, do, and review, okay? So the plan is RPM, but let's talk about results first. So the R stands for results, okay? The P stands for purpose, and the M stands for map. So I want you to really think about that and get clear in your mind what your results are, what your purpose is, and what your map is. Now, if you guys will remember right, we came up with 3 different areas that we needed to come up with, or the way I guess we wanted results in, and that is number 1 is rank. So we want to know the rank that we are going to become, right? We also want to know the result for the income. How much income do you want to make? How much money do you want to make here at Youngevity? Number 3 was impact. Now, you guys, Paul and I have found that nothing has caught more traction or created more of a buzz than people setting those impact goals, right? So really, that's what we're going to talk about today. So you should absolutely, and I just talked a little bit about this a second ago, but you should absolutely know the result that you want for your income. Like, how much income do you want to make? You definitely need to know what rank you want to hit here at Youngevity. So what rank do you want to achieve? But you will never achieve either of those things unless you start having a massive impact on people, right? So that's what I love. I love this whole impact idea. Now, you guys, as humans, we have a strong need to contribute to others. Think about that, right? There's so many people that are making lots of money and have lots of stuff, but we still see a high rate of people not feeling like they have a full life, or what they're feeling like is like something's missing. What's missing in my life? Well, we believe that what's missing is that we got this need to contribute to others. So how are we contributing to others? So this is what we're talking about today, and it really excites me. So let's think about this. I'm talking about being purpose-driven instead of profit-driven. Okay, I love that. So think about what drives you in your business. For me, and I really believe for Paul too, that purpose is the reason. So your purpose, and when I'm talking about purpose, I'm talking about how we're going to contribute. And how we're going to do that here is we are going to do that by helping people get healthier. We're going to fix various health problems. And we are going to what are we going to ultimately do to help people achieve optimal health? So that's the real question. Now, if we can help people achieve optimal health, well, that will have a huge impact in their life. In fact, we think the biggest impact in their life ever, right? Because being healthy is where it's all at. So you guys, that's our purpose. That's our mission here at Youngevity. Our mission here at Youngevity is to help people achieve optimal health. Now, Paul, what do you think about that?
I love it, Sheryl. I just got done reading a book recently that I've been posting in the Grow Together Club about, and it's called Start With Why. So it's a great book because it talks about why do you exist? Why does your company exist? And until you can answer that question, you're not going to be purpose-driven, as you were just talking about. So I really, Sheryl and I sat down, we talked about really what is our purpose here? Why do we exist? Why does Youngevity exist? And when you look back at how Dr. Wallach started all of this and with Sheryl, it was all about helping people, making an impact on their lives. These people would come to see Sheryl and Dr. Wallach at these big meetings they held, 21 years ago, 22 years ago. And they all came with a problem. You know, they were suffering from this or that or that or that. And they would come, they would hear the Dead Doctors Don't Lie message. And then at the afterwards, Doc would take questions. Hey, Doc, I have this, I have this, I have that. What can you do for me? Well, take this, 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 and this, and you'll be fixed. And lo and behold, they were. So I don't think anyone in history has had more of an impact on people's health than Dr. Wallach has. I mean, he's the ultimate at impacting people with their health. And I think Sheryl's 100% right in that if you could pick anything in the world to impact people with, I don't know how you would put anything above health. I mean, if you don't think health's important, ask anyone 6 feet underground. How important is health? It's everything. You don't have anything if you're dead. So, you know, I firmly believe that, you know, this is what we're about. This is what makes us different, because nobody else in the world, no other company out there, can help people achieve optimal health and fix their health problems like Youngevity can. Because we start with the core. The middle core reason why all these health problems are happening is because of a mineral deficiency, as Dr. Wallach teaches us. So we always start with the 90. I mean, well, first of all, we start with the minerals. That's the most important thing. But then we got to take all 90. And it's not just the 60. It's getting people on the other 30 too, so that all 90 essential nutrients are in a person's body. And then, of course, we have a whole bunch of add-on products that we have here at Youngevity that further help people achieve optimal health. I mean, we have all kinds of products here. So when you take it into consideration all the different products we have here at Youngevity, nobody can argue with us that we are the world leader in helping people achieve optimal health. And one of the things that I love most about Star School here and what Sheryl has put together here is the health evaluation system. That system puts a number to people's health. So I think one of the reasons why I've been so successful, how I reached 5-star executive, was because I made the health score the focal point of my business. Finding out people's health score. So what is your health score? Yesterday we sent out a text message asking the very question, what is your health score? If you don't know what your health score is yet, contact your enroller and say, listen, send me a link to the health evaluation system so I can take the health evaluation and find out what my health score is. That's the most important number you could know. And not only will you know your health score, but it'll break your health score down into 4 different categories. So we can see why that number is so big and where the real problem is. So when we talked about, Sheryl and I discussed this concept of optimal health. Sheryl, I know we talked about 10 things that we really believe make up optimal health. And we can massage these 10 things. This is kind of something we've come up just recently, and we would love your feedback on this. And if there's something we missed or something we can take out or whatever, but we'll post these 10 things so that you can actually see them. But Sheryl, let's talk about, let's just go back and forth here and talk about these 10 things that make up optimal health.
Sure, absolutely. So the first one is that your health score has to be 0, right? Oh my gosh. So when you take that health evaluation, it has to be 0. So there's no problems whatsoever in any of the 4 categories of health, right?
Yep, that's absolutely number 1 is had to have that. Number 2 would be not to be on any medications. I mean, if you're on medications, I don't think you reach optimal health.
Yep, totally agree. And then number 3 is free of all sickness, disease, and pain.
Yeah, if you got some kind of sickness, disease, or pain, you're not really at optimal health here.
Right.
Having a blood pressure, a lot of people talk about blood pressure. Blood pressure of 120 over 80, that's considered a healthy blood sugar level. Blood pressure level. Anything higher would be high blood pressure, and there's problems with low blood pressure too. So 120 over 80 is the definition of being an optimal level for that number.
That's awesome. So number 5 is that you need a pH level of 7.2. And Paul, I love that we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and you were telling me about how great that if somebody's got a higher or lower, we can really get to that super easy by taking a shot of minerals.
Yeah, what I actually do when I do my meetings here in Buffalo is I'll pass out these pH strips, and I'll post the links. You can go buy them. They're super cheap. But we kind of make people lick the pH strip to see where the acid level is in their body. And we have to have a pH level of 7.2. And really, your body will do whatever it takes. I mean, it'll steal minerals from your bones even and your organs to get this, to maintain this pH level of 7.2. But what we're seeing these days is that people are under so much stress, and there's so much acid in people's bodies from distress and over-exercise and all these different things that people are doing, that they're very acidic. So there's no substance in the world like our minerals to help people become more alkaline. So we have people drink the minerals, and their pH level balances out really, really fast. So it's a great thing for that.
Number 6, Paul, talk to us a little bit about excellent sleep. And do you get excellent sleep? I mean, this is a great question, and it's quantity and quality, which I think is so amazing, because a lot of times we think, oh, well, gosh, if we're asleep for 8 hours, then that's that. But are you really getting the quality of sleep that you need, right? So this is a great question, Paul. And I've been listening to a lot, or I guess reading books, listening to a lot of things that I found on sleep and the importance of sleep that I have actually introduced to my kids, because they don't want to listen to mama when it's time to go to bed, but they'll definitely listen to an audiobook about the importance of sleep. So I'm loving that. This is a great one.
So I don't know if you heard this, Sheryl, but I know we read a lot of the same things, but I was listening to a podcast the other day, and take a guess. If you know this, you can answer it. But if you don't, I'm sure you're going to get this wrong if you haven't heard this yet.
Okay.
What day of the year has the most traffic accidents and heart attacks on?
What day of the year?
What day of the year? Every single year, it's the same day of the year that it has the skyrocketing number of heart attacks and traffic accidents.
Christmas Day.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know. New Year's.
Nope. It's the day after we move the clocks.
No.
When you lose an hour's sleep.
No.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Every single year, it's that day.
Ugh.
And the day that has the least amount of heart attacks by far, and the least amount of traffic accidents, is the day where you get an extra hour of sleep.
Wow, that is amazing. Well, that right there tells you all we need to know, right?
Yeah, 1 hour on one day of the year. That makes that big of a difference. So you can imagine what, missing those hours on those other days is doing to you, that you don't even realize how important sleep is. I mean, the number one complaint at doctor's offices is, I'm tired. So let's drink more coffee. Let's do more of this. No, let's ask ourselves why we're tired in the first place. Yes, you're mineral deficient. Drink more minerals. You'll have more energy. But really what it comes down to is, how good are you sleeping? Sleep is so important. I actually have a great story about my eyes that I'm going to do another podcast or a video on, because it's a whole 20-minute story. But bottom line, it affects your vision. It affects how your mind works. It affects so many things. So you got to get great sleep. And as Sheryl mentioned, it's not just about the quantity of it, but how good is the quality. So we have a lot of things here at Youngevity that can help people sleep better. It's not just sleeping better, but it's waking up. Number 7 is waking up fully recovered and recharged. And I know, Sheryl, I know you and I, we will never go to bed without taking the HGH capsules before at night.
Absolutely. I love that. And the other thing that I've just added more recently is the relax. Yep. Oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, it's just made all the difference in the world for how deep I'm sleeping.
Yeah, and just, helping people with just their sleep problems has an enormous impact on their lives. So it's a great thing to focus on.
I love the next one.
Yep.
Excellent energy levels all day long. I love that, Paul, because that's another thing that we hear so much about. Like you said, I'm tired. Well, I don't have any energy. Well, and can you tell the little story about the girl that works for you?
Oh, yeah. So one of my employees, she's at the restaurant. She's 18 years old now, but when she was 16, so 2 years ago, I mean, she was so tired all the time that we were going to fire her because she just kind of taking up space. And she's like, I go, are you sleeping okay? And I'm just trying to like figure out what's going on here. She's like, yeah, I'm sleeping okay. I'm over that. Just tired all the time. So I had a bottle of minerals. I always keep one in the cooler. Gave her a shot. And, she drinks coffee and all this stuff at 16 years old. Like, I didn't even know what coffee really was at 16. I would never drink it. But all these kids these days, they're, when I go to get a cup of coffee at Starbucks or someplace, it seems like the whole line is kids in there. So anyways, I gave her a shot of minerals and the cherry mins, and she, like, almost instantaneously felt 100 times better. And really, there hasn't been a day since then that she doesn't take the minerals. So I think really children or teenagers or young adults are more mineral deficient than even adults because of they're going through their growing stages, and they need so many minerals in their body. So, but we can go on and on. If you don't have good energy all day, you're not at optimal health. So we want to make that part of the definition of being optimal health. So the number 9 thing is an excellent weight for your height. So if you're overweight, obviously we can't give you a status of optimal health if you're overweight. So we want to make that a requirement. And then the 10th thing that we want to ask is are you taking daily action to prevent future health problems? So we want to make sure that we're reducing toxic load in our bodies. We're not putting a bunch of chemicals. All my clothes are washed in the Youngevity laundry detergent, and I'm using all the Youngevity products, the Mineral Man products, and all those products, just so that I don't have any chemicals on my body. I'm taking extra selenium. I'm taking extra this and that and that and that to doing all I can to put the odds in my favor of not having a heart attack, not getting cancer, not getting all these other health problems that people are experiencing.
Yeah, so I love that, Paul. I love those 10 things. I mean, that is really where it's at. And I just feel so passionate about helping people with every single one of those things. But how do we start this all out, right? So let's talk about that for a minute. So we need to know what your health score is. That's where it all starts. We have to make sure that people are taking the health evaluation and that becomes our primary focus. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, so I'm just going to, have a huge campaign. We're going to start here and be like, what is your health score? I mean, we're getting buttons made, t-shirts made. What is your health score? That's the most important question to start the conversation with when you're meeting someone new, is to find out what their health score is. Once you can find that out, then we have some kind of place to work from. It's kind of like taking their weight or taking their blood pressure, except all those things are just little numbers here and there. What we want to do is get a big picture number, the master number of where their health is at. And we take all these factors into consideration and come up with one number that's their health score from the health evaluation. So I love that number. And not only do we have that, but we also score each of the products to let you know which products would help improve that number the most. So it's really brilliant how this whole thing is put together. And if we could just stop a second and say, wow, what if we helped people achieve optimal health, help them really master those 10 things and have this state of optimal health? If you get someone to optimal health, we really believe that 4 things are going to happen. Number 1, do you think that person will ever stop ordering? No. They're never going to stop ordering. Do you think they might order more product from you if you help them achieve optimal health?
Absolutely, because if you help them get better, you've made that connection. Now you're there to help them. You're there to support them. You are there to, you care about them, and they feel that, Paul. I think that's such a big deal that as we do this, that's what's going to.
Yeah, I do too. So, and then the third question we have is, do you think they might start referring people to you if you help them achieve optimal health? If you made that their major focus, you made such a big impact on their lives, of course they're going to want to refer people to you because you impacted their life in such a profound way that they just can't help but tell other people about this and either refer them to you, or number 4, they might actually want to start their own Youngevity business and become business partners with you. Because they can see what an impact you're having on other people and how fulfilling your life is because you're doing that for other people, that they want to have the same feeling that you have in having an impact in people's lives and feeling that fulfillment from contributing to their lives. So,
I love this, Paul. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to say one thing real quick. I think that as and I want to go back to this, as we're helping them and supporting them, you've got that connection. You have that connection with them, which I think is the most important thing, because then it's not hard to say, hey, listen, do you know anybody else that we could impact their life? Do you know anybody else? So then it just becomes something very simple and very easy to talk to them about, about helping them make an impact in somebody else's life, which is really what we're doing, but that's really what building the business is all about. So it kind of just goes one thing after the other, and then it's not awkward like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to that person in forever, I guess I better call them. It's not like that at all. So I love this step-by-step system that we have, or that we're putting into place and that we're using, I think is making a huge impact on my life.
Right.
So I love it.
Well, I mean, this whole thing really goes back, Sheryl, to when we went to the GoPro event last December. No, 2 Decembers ago this was. We went last December too. But 2 Decembers ago, we saw Brendon Burchard. We heard him talk about the book, The High Performance Habits. And I became obsessed with Brendon Burchard since then. And the number one success habit that top leaders have is clarity. So there's nothing more than Sheryl and I want to help you with is to gain clarity in your Youngevity business on what am I focusing on? What am I doing? Why am I here? What's going on? So now what I'm going to do now is share my screen. And really, I think this thing I'm going to share with you is going to change your whole life and especially change your Youngevity business. So let me figure out how to do this here. Microsoft. Okay, let's go here. So this is just
I'm excited about this, Paul. Yep, I can see it. It looks great.
Super. So this is kind of like, so we're going to make a paper copy up. And this is just a rough draft, but we'll get you the professional copy here in the next day or so. And what this is you're now going to be focused on producing results, focused on producing success stories with people. And this becomes your driving force in your life, is to fill out as many sheets of paper as you can. So the way this works here is you're going to put in their name. So let's just say it's Joe Smith from Ohio, wherever Joe's from. Okay. So at the start, his starting date was this. His starting health score was this. And then you put in the hard tissue, soft tissue, blood sugar, and digestion scores. And then now, and I don't know what now is, it could be 30 days later, 60 days later, 3 months later, 6 months later, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, now put those scores in, and then we're going to come up with the difference. So the health score went down 80 points. Hard tissue score went down 30 points. Whatever it is, we want to see a difference between when they started and now, because people want to see numbers. That's why weight loss works so well, is because you get on a scale, it goes down, they know it works. Well, how do you know if you're healthier or not, though? It's kind of like, how do you put a number to that? Well, we did with the health evaluation system. So now we can quantify their results with this top portion here. So it's broken down into 3 parts. The second part is the goals part. So while you're setting up a new client, you got a new person that you're going to be a health coach for. So you want to set some starting goals. Let's say one of their starting goals, and most people are not good at setting goals, so you need to help them with this, okay? Because I see a lot of the health evaluations that I get back, and they put like one word down or something. They just weren't clear on what their goals were. So you may have to help them a little bit on this, but let's just say their number one goal is to get off their blood pressure medication, okay? Or they're taking these 3 different medications. They want to get off these medications because they feel horrible on these medications. Okay, that's a great goal. Number 2, maybe they want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, so starting goal, I want to lose 10 pounds. And then the third goal is I want to improve my digestive system, okay? So now 90 days goes by or whatever it is. What's the result? Now off of all meds. Taking no medications now. Okay, so we started with this and now we reached the goal. We're not taking medications. Our starting goal was to lose 10 pounds. We've lost 15 pounds. That's in the results column. And digestion, improve my digestive system. So the digestive score went from 60 to 10. You know, so wow, what a big improvement in their digestive system. And they're scoring themselves. So it's not like some machine is doing this or some random number thing is coming up. They're scoring themselves. So that's the real beauty of this health evaluation system, is that they're the ones putting the numbers in when they're filling out their evaluation. So that's a real powerful section. And then the last section is the life-changing story. And we all know that stories sell, facts tell. You know, so we are way too focused here at Youngevity, in my opinion. I'm sure Sheryl will back me up on this, that we're talking about facts all the time. Well, you know, our BTT has more vitamin A than their product does. Listen, nobody cares about that. What they care about is the life-changing story. So we start off with the story. You know, Joe writes the story. I used to be blank, tired all the time. I was overweight. I was on these 3 prescriptions. Then I met Sheryl. Sheryl had me listen to this recording. She called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. I took the health evaluation. I got on the minerals. I got on the 90 for life. I added these add-on products, glucogel, this, and this, I-26, whatever they started taking. And then within blank 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, whatever, I started feeling different. And now I feel amazing, you know, and my whole life has changed.
Paul, you have to put that in there. You have to put life-changing story, but then you have to put how it used to be, because I know you told me this and I did not know it, so I think it's super important. So under life-changing story, put in there how it used to be, what you took or what you did about it, and then how it is now.
Yep.
And I think then that'll kind of jog people's memories and let them know that it's super simple. It's not going to take a long time. But if you told me, oh, well, write your life-changing story, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to write a book.
Yeah.
I'm never a good writer. Oh, so if we can put that in there, I think it would be fantastic, because then it'll be super simple that people know exactly what to put.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. Well, we will do that. So we're going to make a professional copy of this up. And then, so you want to have this on paper so that you can, it's nice to have paper and just keep it fresh in your mind of who I'm helping, because you want to fill this out immediately when you first meet the person, and then have that sheet in your hands all the time so that you know who you need to call back and where, you know, you want to get this sheet filled out with a second column, the now column, with them reaching the results that they want. So, and then what we're going to do is have like a form online that you also fill out these numbers in, and then upload a picture of them. And you don't need a before and after, just a nice picture of them. And what we're going to do is post these all over the place. We're going to make a success stories page online. We're going to make probably, like, I would love to make a snap to finish book with all these stories in it. Imagine all these stories, flipping through it and showing your prospects all these stories of this person did this, and this went down. And it's not just for your prospects, it's for you. It's to remind you on a daily basis. You know, Sheryl has tough days. I have tough days. As a matter of fact, most days are tough. But we need to be reminded of what the mission is, why we exist, why we're here. We're here to make an impact on people's lives, to help them achieve optimal health. And by reading these success stories, even if you just read 2 or 3 of them a day, especially when you're having a tough day, it will remind you of why we're doing this, why we're on this mission with Dr. Wallach, get you back to center. And, you know, I promise you, when you read these stories, you're not going to want to go to bed. You're just going to want to work this business around the clock because of the impact we're having on people's lives, like no other company in the world.
Yeah, I totally agree, Paul. I think this has been a fantastic Star School. This has been so much fun. And I really think it's made, you know, just even listening, as I have been doing like the last couple of weeks here, really listening to people's stories and talking to them about the way that Youngevity has impacted and made a difference in their life. It's completely impacted my life and changed the way that I do this. So I know that as we do this, that this will bring you happiness and joy. It will make probably a bigger impact in your life than you're even making in theirs, which I think is so awesome. I mean, that's why we're here, you guys. That's why we're here. And I also know for sure that it'll bring clarity and real meaning to your business. Ooh, I just got goosebumps when I said that, because I just think that it's so cool. So you guys, thanks for joining us. Paul, any last words?
Yeah, so go find out what your health score is. You know, call your enroller, say, I need the link to the health evaluation system so I can take it. If you don't have a health evaluation system yet, you can go to healthevaluationsystem.com. Get it. It's $1. Try it out. You're going to be blown away by how awesome this is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get this sheet to you ASAP and then get the online form going so we can get these stories coming in and you can fill this out and make that your focal point of your business. And I promise you, once you start focusing on making an impact on people's lives, your life will completely change and your business will completely change. So I love it, Sheryl. Be purpose-driven.
Yep, that's right. Purpose-driven. I'm loving it. You guys have a great week, and we will see you here next Thursday. You guys have a great week. Bye, you guys.
Okay, bye, everyone.